Okay, Abusia, Yabemo Bibia Paba, Shronkoso, Aba #1 political channel, POG Media, so make sure Safi no Waba, Oba like and subscribe and Afenyo to my share, you know, I'm a for son to me, Aka. And some Elcoso, my Ghana Moa, yen so ya the penny say, Brandon Brano, any political trending stories, a make ye lens and I say, a make you weaves, or my Kunkunganamo, POG Media, Rebeba Bedum. Eye abidafo ene abusuafo nende idensem ene ekoso e political highway ni so eye minority leader Afenyo markings ana chese ne ho eye akadwem ni nyina ye eye NPP guru ba kwa Afenyo eye Eric Ejim na chese wetimi aba bestrepe Afenyo markings naked over eye ECG 1300 containers such as a mix ya ye timi humu ba Akuffo tia abusua menewo kase eyade a NDC4 awia taso se kianeke eyade a Afenyo markings obeko akwakodaje isan say ECG company no ono na ye board chair na board chair o person chair say unnim na wonya we say eye 1300 containers na amexia na ache say ensema akoso highway ni so no ensem no ano ede no papa na ache say John Dramani Mahama His Excellency wawia taso say kianeke enya de ode Afenyo markings ho ebechen isan say 1300 containers a emexia no eyade a Afenyo markings enim ho bi papa nti abusuame waste time kwa me person me akone akwa kotiri e course na sana ebeko no make sure say wonsam kai bia ode be share your comment section wala ke share jumedi no ma foforo so nsa entumi enkebi medamase
ma nip na wa commenting on this ECG containers case na air trend no. Now according to Erica J no or say as I say anchor by now Afenyo marking ye chini too. You see me catch them say one say issue we buy send an issue bia ba Afenyo marking ye wounded or parliament no. One say why you wounded Afenyo marking say we shouldn't politicize this issue. On him nearby, not on a board chair at the ECG. MPP war by mono. No, your board chair. Don't know be or Bawumia Sube or Nipano choir on a representing Nipano as board chair. And Erica J. Casawas and Pano or Case. Ah, Anka by now say a lucky a Afenyo marking. Yentianumra. Quick one.
You have the guts. Oh, better not have to say the yen yeti bonny. And yesi akwachi abrofunu bi ye niema no yaton bi dia momo China fo ibia India de manti de because me tia me G update but say India or no update account. The issue is a japade e ECG when the nya sa akokodru no koton de man kofo no wonder aban betena konwa so 8 good years me krom suma hin krom anya extension one day krada nti ahoma na yakra de aba ye de betwe kane akonkuru nketu amu ni nkurase no Mokotoba no masan aboni don't come. What sort of criminal minded characters na near the omobu o man. So your best ready security apparatus, we support them fully. Operation no matter sikrumu yen, we support them fully. Because had it not be say Jina Pobe pass a comment and no master Jimmy and the Kikanwa and 40 containers no more retrieve no cranko mumwe. When him so 40 containers.
Yeah.
Per my message intel from the presidency, I mean no CCA.
Our public.
Yes, so intina wa himfa. So nipa ba kwanga was by now prior channel locking ya Afenyo marking the former board chair of ECG. Board chairman. Board chair. Hey, when power is a good ano. Abusi ya obetu yesi was near the identity officer. Ekuya. Obetu na yesi identity office na yesi was near there. Sikabi ukra or the two anymore or yembesh untimin kan hwe. O kan se me try me board. So most of the institutions are power me colleagues maybe are CEOs near the other no. When you call the office, so they propose there be a course or train board. I didn't think I would train board because board don't know and the year quantre for my institution at the ejuma. It is a board chair now ye quantre for now all down on under your watch. This mess are okay. Not change of government about who could not change blame custom for ni ECG. Minister Honorable Afenyo redraw that in our kind of cry. ECG workers no money Akroma for. Custom for no omo nya Akroma omo free abusuam ena yafa bi mu adwuma no omo ye adwuma ECG omo free abusuam ne yafa bi mu customs te say de ye free abusuam ye politicians no obia wo na adwuma a oye eno ntina politicians ne ye nya political power na yes ye nya political power na ye pow di bia na de ama esimesi ana obenten se wo kona koda ha no nti ye de ma wo wie na se mes ne ba e wo se F0 ne toto ano so by now ye best national security for na mo na ma mo hwe container no nipa nka wo so mo chi no odi kan Afenyo markings mon chi no toto na no containers ni bebia wo bia onim. He must tell the people in Ghana why bone be ne de ayemo nti ye bi wa asem we nya wanwa se containers ma ko be 1300 nya abu jinapo John jinapo na be minister nka watida huh ABY watida wote ada na mutimi di o my dem sa wo betena ha se me mfa nye politics o ka na wo sign the NDC ada ye ba ya kra container
yeah that's it
ye besre mo o my me dem anu si form no o my ade a ye nim se enye no enye se na japa na wabutu no wurewure fie unya huhwe ehye otokro beyi ye beyi because mo bone amadi ne krom a ne se de musi torment ye nkofo ena mu musuro so bi di tu awuro bi fie me boss Dr. Ayene Attorney General almost sandi ni fie ti se de Ayene ye kromfo why na enkai all because of America almost advice ke ko de mai John Jina
ente abusian Sabati, Afenyo marking should be in jail by now. Once a case we want young the day. Et your young kuwa et your drum. And I make us you see a shim across checking Yama pa MPP more 70% be koji. Say President Mahama say or checking Yama. Across checking ashen sem abobon sema baba nsemwa. I'm telling you, Akuffo be jail fucking. MPP mu nipa omeka omundru 3,000. Afenyo marking was the board chair. Issue we buy no anka ombeya aduma o ECG da. Onko be tizo ye de NDC corrupt government. Mr. Speaker, just 3 months in power. See what the NDC government is doing to Ghana. See what NDC government, how they are looting Ghana. How can 1,300 containers get missing? We are talking to the president. The president and the energy ministry must provide those containers before it's too late. Mr. Speaker, I am not standing here in the name of MPP. I am standing here in the name of Ghanaians. We must speak and make sure that the right thing is done. Kabrofua, Afenyo marking Mecca of Parliament ni. Oben we sabrofu akan west abo west akesiye. But one say we our comment was once what the gabu. On can once because he was the board chair. Move free power. Muka say 3,000 containers naka. Why is it 2,500? So the real figures near 1,300. Just say, no crap say 3,000 na. Ye we are kra nebeka 1,300. How can you trust such people? If it is true, say MPP hand over no, na containers near 3,000 na. It means say na omu turn gradually to 3,000 ya ton kakra. Na beka 2,500. Ya tonka kra. Na beka ha. Ya tonka kra. Abeka 1,300. Ema 1,300 no so ayira. Afena ye hwehwe baby wo. How can you be this wicked? And say, ma munnim case no. The case ni say eye MPP a penso na sa akro no course. Na MPP apenso asa akro no course no ena NDC aba wo mu investigate NDC ba wo mu kra container bia, so they are rather investigating the matter and they cannot investigate the matter without Ghanaians as say yet ni eko tema mo obi mfa no kwase ankwatena.
The central team and running through has to do with anti-corruption measures you be take it to clamp down on this corruption. Culture says in every human institution it's always possible to find individuals who try to outwit the system. for personal gains and those kind of stuff. In this state, show weakness, and as you begin to throw messy cards to people, say, oh yeah, the better that kind of impression that human beings will always capitalize or seize the opportunity on those weaknesses, and then they will amass wealth. And I'm saying that corruption, cardinal way now leading up to the elections, the candidates, most of them make a promise. For instance, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he will set up a committee to investigate or probe into issues of corruption and as a form. And I think that Oba Ora an investigation, and the report has been submitted to the president, and also I forwarded to the Attorney General various investigations also. And now Meti TV who I they are not unfolding. I was very shocked to the stance, you see. And me follow media discussion, I follow news, and no crowd there got me off because I think that me and Meti say yes, you'll be a bokrono. I will buy more because my culture is human beings. Whenever those opportunities exist, people will seize. But you see, the systemic weakness.
Okay, abusia it is some movie and a cocotti na chese Afenyo markings Erika Jane say first person I will say it's me echino Afenyo markings esan say that 1,300 containers na are missing a yadia papa no onim hobi papa onim hu bia chese abusia na kwakoye nsema ano ayeden papa na ye brother ye friend Ivan and so eden sembi atudwa chese ono so chese edubuahin insense ma chese lipa ba kun dan bebrui 27 houses nipa ba kun a etimi akwakoto da estate no o chese Ghana ha ya gogo ne amamu too much wose etimi shembre bia se o wa abem o ye politician na krono bobi koso na hobuma wose do family ni nyina afra ne ye punish mu severely achese wose ye du ko gina okra na sabio ye boat yoku a wose yesa eno ne bema da ha kronobo politicians kronobo nketenkete no eso atwa esanse ende obonsi yesi we abokrono ewo ECG mu adebechi ubose the same chrono na sa akọ kan ye beka hu enso ekwan ye befa so stoping no yentimi nya da kwan na Ivan so the nsem bebri atudwa papa mepesa bidwa fo bem yakọ na kwakoti Ivan nsem a ono so de to aso na ansa na ye bekọ ne se na medi nka kadada no wo nsem kan ye bia mesere so wo de be share the comment section wo na ma jumedi no aye very interactive medase.
Yes, always people are able to exploit, We don't look at those things. Yeah. I remember in 2016, President Mahama aircall, some people were caught offense national service. Emma Yakase Omo Afasika president or da Amomutia there was a weakness that was exploited. But nobody looked at the weakness. And we focus on the individuals and then we went after them. 1 year, 2 years after, what is scandalous CNC or national service? Sure. They exploited the place for almost 8 good years. The amount of money involved this time around is so huge and so massive. I try to say, we are always interested in when no free but the weaknesses that are so endemic and so pervasive in our administrative sector, that weaknesses, And then I warranty the extent of this gentleman. Say if the fact presented by Attorney General is anything to go by. In the first place, I doubt if he's smart because crime is a very sophisticated and complex enterprises. My culture say if you are not wise, you can attempt, but you will not be successful. Because over the world, I committed crime, I try why successful. It taking long time and come they are all smart guys, but who had a manner with which I pull this particular thing out. Clearly you could see that this is a guy, he just got opportunity. But being smart, I don't see how he's smart because Neman or were so glaring to the stance that you can't just be moving money from one account to another when you know that there will always be a paper trail. You understand? And to the extent that you see, Obia go into office and now any way they try to shield their family from whatever that you do. But to bring your wife on board, you know what you're doing is some kind of a criminal enterprise. You bring in your wife alone, so bring a lot of way. But remember, the most important thing they said, this whole thing will not be a circus in the media. Attorney General for a budget, the most important thing has to do with say indeed the evidence that are available will stand the test of prosecution at the law court. The evidence will be hard enough. Say you bet me achieve your first conviction. a bit me serve as a deterrent for a man for, because in the political arena, no, there are a lot of people. There are a lot who have got in. The dream is to go and amass wealth to themselves because they know that the system is so weak that you can easily exploit. But as a state, we need to institute measures that will deter people from such engagement. Now, I catch up and say, "Oh, mine and Nahopa, so far, or mine be there will be consequences." And we see a number of people who are just trooping into the political arena, all because there are people who could have become medical doctors, there are those who could have become nurses. But what's not say, yes, because if you are able to come into the political space, now you are able to make friends, those allies in those baby. The last time I catch everyone is a point to say DC. Now I pump white coordination the majority. Say, what do you know that there is a responsibility that has been imposed on you? There's no time for you to go to church, celebrating and so forth. So I think that the mentality and the
mindset.
The core Bible say your opportunity, position the amount, juicy and not juicy. Now, whether it is juicy or not, what is your problem about those things? But you see, and the central way a driver politics in this particular country. So I like the move by the Attorney General, and I'm hoping that this particular thing will not just be your friends say media circus. Number evidence now when you're standing the test of prosecution or court. Now yet me sending message loud clear to people say Afenyo and yet for people to exploit number a service to the people. Your allegiance must be to the state. And yes, I know some of these things. And I make about the weaknesses that are so endemic in our system. So presentation and Attorney General representing the gentleman who just go into one bank, transfer millions of away from a government account to a private account. So we begin to ask ourselves, your banking system, what are some of the checks in place? Because they knew that those who were signatory to this account. So a Bank of Ghana need to come out with measures that such big and huge transfers, at least they will go through some kind of, checks. Who said these are legitimate monies that are being moved around. And the guy could also pull money out of his account to go and buy the check $1 million to buy 27 estate houses. So, there is no serious country around the world and I want let me pull $1 million from account to go and pay cash for that particular thing without a crazy financial intelligence alert. So actually say some of these things are happening and it's easy. You see everybody is going to real estate. Because you don't need to use any account in those kind of things. So whenever so not say depend millions of dollars and we're putting up buildings and some of these things I think that there are lessons to learn rather than fixating on the political aspect of it. Me, I'm so worried because I think the weaknesses that these people have exploited. We need to build bridges. The last time I met a gentleman, not many didn't come out, but those who do, almost for the when you do those things and don't think that you are smart because those things they know because as soon as money move from the United States to Ghana going through the banking system there is always a paper trail. But you see America they have this mindset of checking whether those things are being moved by syndicate or just an individual. So you ever follow just to know the extent of what you're doing and the very people who are involved. So when those monies are going through now, they may not even pay key attention to, but they are looking at the people who are involved. It could take about 10 years and some are more active on some of these things, you understand? So you might not think somewhere and say oh, mayor or you because the system is such that they can monitor everything. And for me, that is some of the things that we need to do. Say, payment, monies, and those transactions that goes on in this particular country, there must be measures are able to put in place just to ensure say every huge money be a move from anywhere be there is a paper trail, not just paper. Number institutions will follow. Now, branching your question the birthday. About the following day, the friends say,
freezing accounts and then
what to have a casa it makes sense, but it makes sense to the stance at least. But the huge sums of money being moved, there is the need for some investigation to be conducted to ascertain the source of this funding, just to know that requisite tax cry yes on some of these things is done. It's just a routine kind of something that you do. So if these measures yet to be put in place, for me, we will be able to stop some of these thievery. And unlike that, your friends and the Auditor General report, Mama for Bokro no here. Now Auditor General will move in and then submit a huge book. No, that was a young kind. That book, no, 1 year. So we don't learn. That is my problem because for me, Auditor General report 1, 2, 3. You know the nature of crime. No, then government will make measures to ensure that at the institutional level, no, we put in these auditors so that they will be on the ground checking as the thing happens. Now you allow them to, dissipate all the resources. At the end of the day, you put it in the book. How much are we able to recoup after all these things? You understand? So I think that we are so much interested in the politics and the noise and the individuals involved. And now I said that we monitor media space. I want all the big platforms, small platforms, but the point he exploited, nobody talk about it. But there is systemic weakness. I just say, even the Pope who cry new opportunity, human beings that is always seize an opportunity. So as a state, you make sure that those opportunities don't exist. And even where they exist, there are punitive consequences. Can you go to China and say Akuffo or Maisika? Or Maisika free top from what the the consequences are so overbearing to the sense that your entire family will be in the picture and you wouldn't want that. And for me, these are some of the
abusia etiche se wene nsema ekoso e political hiring such as Afenyo marking sidie wan sha entwasi ebisi next week mu de na yade NDC gurus omwatimi achena na se His Excellency John Dramani Mahama etimi ama eye BNI for akofan isan se da missing containers ECG missing containers no yade according to source no Afenyo markings enim hobi Babia containers de akana hihye bia eyade onim hu bi ye chena ye gidi se yensa ebeka da containers ni nyina isan se eye ono ankasa ne friend twotwomuchu Eric Ejin etimi ababe strip ne keda wo chese nipa ba ko a wo se ye chena ni hu containers na aka ne nyina eye Afenyo marking se busana chese ensem no na anu aye ne papa e wo highway ni so ntimi de besia na madam asesama je penie emi ekuti ensema e ko so e wo political highway ni so aha POG Media mermasi